After a long day, a few simple words can make everything better.
Pizza's here!
To end your day the right way, count on the carry-out and delivery experts at your local Pizza Ranch.
Hey, welcome back to High School Game Day here on the Missouri Sports Network. The Missouri Sports Network, where everyone has a home field advantage, presented by Central Bank of the Ozarks, Dope Propane, Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks, Great Southern Bank, Shelter Insurance, and the Bank of Billings, established 1889, the oldest bank in Christian County. Also by Labor's Local 663. And we welcome to the Pizza Ranch studio, now from Rolla High School, head football coach John Franks. Coach Franks, thanks so much for your time today.
Well, thank you very much for having me.
Coach, you're 10 days into it now, about 10 days into the fall season. How's everything gone for you weather-wise, and you guys staying healthy, and what's it been like here?
Well, the weather's actually been really, really nice in comparison to some years. But, at this point, we're healthy and moving on. It's pretty typical. Some days you're really happy. Some days you're pretty much in the dumps and just kind of keep cycling like that. But, we're looking forward to getting to Friday and trying to get some good contact under our belt, get some good competition.
Yeah, coming off of a 2021 successful 2021 season, 7-4 on the season. We got a win in the postseason. What did you lose, due to graduation, and who's going to step up and have to replace some of those positions?
Offensively, we lost just about everybody. I think we've got three guys back that have had experience. So we've had to replace a bunch of guys on offense. Brock Lyle's going to step up and be our quarterback as of now. He's done a really nice job there, handles the ball well, pretty dynamic individual. So we're really happy with him at this point. Offensive line, Chance Mickham played the lion's share of the season last year due to an injured senior, so he's got some experience. But it's just opportunity. You get some graduation, and it's opportunity for your program to hopefully shine a little bit. The development we've been doing with the kids that are stepping up next. So, we're going to have a bunch of new offensive linemen. Steve Harris played some running back for us early as a sophomore, had a knee injury. He's back and healthy. He'll be a junior. So just moving on. Defensively, obviously, we have a bunch of kids back. Coach Sneed, our D coordinator, has played a bunch of these kids since they're sophomores. Obviously, we lost Ty Locklear last year. He was really the big cog in the wheel. But, like I said, with graduation comes opportunity for somebody else to kind of start their legacy in our program. And that's what we talk about with our kids a bunch. Just the process of developing and putting that time in. That way, when your time shows up, it's the same. Rolla's the same program. It doesn't just up and down year after year, and you get a good group here and you're good, and then you're really bad. Obviously, every coach knows you're going to have some talent differences, but there's a lot of things that you can make the same year in and year out.
What was the summer like? You get good at good attendance over the summer. What are your numbers like going into this year?
We're a little down. We're at the 100 mark. Normally we're around 115, 117 in that range. So we're down a little bit, but not much fluff. Those guys had a great summer, probably the best summer since I've been here as far as attendance. We didn't do much early. We did a lot of stay at home, get ourselves in order on June because of offense. And then we did a camp late. We went up to Washington, Missouri, and did a camp up there to get some live contacts in. But it's been a good summer. It was very, very, very hot in June. So I'm hoping that summer's done with that aspect. But it's been a good summer attendance-wise for us.
Yeah, my tomato plants were feeling it. I did not do well this year with my tomato plants, but
But it
Coach,
really got dry over there around Polk and Christian County this summer.
it did indeed. And coaches, you look at your schedule. You've got similar schedule every year. You guys are going to play in the Ozark Conference. Kind of talk a little bit about that schedule. You get Camdenton and Bolivar. 2 home games to start it off. What are your thoughts here as you head into the season?
Well, definitely we want to get through Friday, our jamboree healthy, and then start just the week in and week out process of doing things the same. So we're looking forward to getting into that game mode. You've covered area sports. Our conference is very competitive. Anybody could win on a Friday night. Obviously you're starting with Camdenton this year. That's a first for us. Very dynamic group, great program, coached well, and then we go straight into Bolivar, which is another very predominant program in Southwest Missouri that's done it year in and year out for a long time. So their kids know how to play football. And then we got to turn around and play Glendale. So our first 3 weeks are tough, but that's our conference. And, hopefully our program's built to sustain getting in those kind of competitions early. Obviously, we're going to have ups and downs as we go, but, there'll be some adversity, and that'll give us an opportunity to learn a lot about ourselves and find out where we're at.
Absolutely, Coach. And just, you head in now, you're 10 days into it, you're going into well, you're probably 11 days into it. You're going into the jamboree. First, where is your jamboree? Who's participating, and what are some of your goals going in and coming out of it?
Our jamboree is at Rolla, and we'll face Union, Missouri. We'll face Capital City and Waynesville. So, obviously going in, the goal for us is, one, to come out healthy. You never want to you never really want to lose a kid. You hate that for them. You hate that for the program, but you want to get in there healthy, get out healthy, get in there, get a look at where you're at, just get a glimpse of how you're gelling. Hopefully you get exposed a little bit. Number one for me, I like to face enough competition that we are shown our weaknesses. We're a big wrestling school as well. And, all of our wrestlers know the number one thing is to have a great partner. And if you aren't exposed at all, you're going to get hurt down the road. So we want to face good competition, get a real good idea where our weaknesses are so we can work on that. And, of course, that as a coach, you have some ideas. Sometimes they outperform your thoughts, which that's really nice. But we get injury-free, make some plays, have a good time, make some new – I know it's not silly, but it's kind of the track mentality. Make some new acquaintances, gain some respect of some people, earn some respect. That's kind of where this program's at. We're just always trying to spread the word about who we are and how we play football.
Almost 2 weeks into practice here in the fall. What are some things that you feel like right now you're doing really well and may have surprised you at this point?
Well, I think really our offensive line has overachieved where I thought we'd be at this point. They still have a lot of room to improve. Brock's really, Brock played quarterback as a freshman. And then obviously with Adam as our quarterback, he's played running back and receiver. And, so there was some debate what we were going to do with him this offseason. And then we kind of had, our hand got forced a little bit. So we moved him to quarterback, and he's really stepped into that role pretty good. We've had a couple of defensively, we had to replace Ty and a couple of other guys, and we've had some guys really step up and are doing a really nice job. We got a sophomore, Trustin Richards, playing linebacker that's really doing a nice job for us. A senior that's really getting his chance to play, Ethan Yegi, with Owens and Kreider and Sutton and those guys. And he's really stepped up his game and had a great summer. So really excited about him. Aaron Cook, he started every game for us last year as a corner. He's had to play a little little offense, really doing a nice job. So Steve, coming off his injuries, had a good summer. Pretty excited about his position where he's at. So we're comfortably, not comfortable, but our expectations are pretty nice right now. Obviously we want to get better. We're anxious to see how those other guys handle us and where we need to get better. But, at this point, I'm not depressed at much. There's been times I just sit at my desk and wonder, how are we going to find a place to win? And we're going to be competitive. Are we going to win 8 games again or 7? Our conference is a grinder, and you got to do a lot of things right, have some luck, stay healthy. So right now we're pretty happy with where we're at in the process.
Again, visiting with Rolla head football coach John Franks here in the Pizza Ranch studio on a high school game day, brought to you by Missouri Sports Network. Missouri Sports Network, where everyone has a home field advantage. And Coach Franks, tell us a little bit just on your background. I know it, but to kind of fill the listeners in, how long you've been at Rolla and kind of where you cut your teeth at, where you grew up.
Well, my wife says I'm still growing up. Well, this is my 7th year at Rolla. I'm a Neosho, Missouri kid. Graduated there in 1989. Went and played football at Washburn University in the MIAA. And I transferred to Missouri Southern, finished out my years there. Was a student assistant coach for a couple years. And then got fortunate enough to get hired at Stockton, Missouri, and work with Mike Smith. Most of your listeners know Mike was the defensive coordinator at Webb City when they made a big run and a lot of titles. So I coached offensive line, defensive line, D coordinator for Mike at Stockton. And then I got blessed to get the head job. I was the head coach there for 4 years. 4 years. Made great friends with Will Christian. Will took the Lebanon job, and he brought me with him, and I was his D coordinator for 11 years at Lebanon. Will's one of my best friends. Enjoyed working for Will, and he's been a nice mentor, friend. I've learned a lot from Will. I was just glad to help be part of him building that program at Lebanon, and then I ended up here at Rolla. So, I've been very blessed. I've been around a lot of great head coaches. Been around, at Stockton. The name Lynn Erickson. Everybody knows Lynn. He was the principal superintendent. He did everything at Stockton, and every Saturday he would pull me in and teach me something. You graduate college, you think you know it all. I wished I knew as much now as I did then. Yeah. So, I've just been very lucky. Been around some good people, had some great coaches to work, as a D coordinator, being our staff assistants, and I learned this from Mike Smith. You don't really work for somebody, you work with, and just kind of building that program. We're all in this together. We've all got the same outcome. All of our house payments depend on teenagers. So let's get in it together and work and enjoy the camaraderie. That's the kind of the thing I miss about being in Rolla, the old Southwest Coaches Association's meetings. Right. You go there from Rolla, you don't get home till 1 o'clock in the morning. And I'm too old to get home at 1 o'clock and go to school the next day anymore. I'd have to take a sick day. But, we've got a lot of good young coaches. I wished I could get them down there. There's so many great coaches and people around Springfield that, it's just, you learn a lot. And I've learned from everybody, Harv Welch and Larry Bunn and, just all those great guys that were fun to be around. So that's my, where I'm at. I'm always growing. I'm always learning. I tell our new coaches that come in, hey, teach me something, because you have a tendency as you get older to get a little comfortable and kind of your way was good. But, I like to always look at stuff and try to improve our program best we can.
Outstanding. Well, Coach Franks, as always, I greatly appreciate you being generous with your time. I know you're at school, but best of luck here as you go forward. And thoughts and prayers. Everybody stays healthy on Friday night, and we'll track you down, I'm sure, here throughout the season.
Well, I told you before, I really appreciate you involving us in your media outlet, talking about Rolla. It's a little tough. We're 2 hours away from Springfield and an hour and a half from St. Louis. We're just kind of in that tweener zone. We're really not anybody's people. So we appreciate anything you can do for our program and letting me talk about them and brag about them. So very thankful, and good luck to all the coaches out there this year, and good luck to you. Thank you very much.
You bet. Rolla head football coach John Franks here on the Missouri Sports Network, where everyone has a home field advantage. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds you, take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here tomorrow.